Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture on AWS Config. So this lecture will contain all these topics. What is AWS Config? How AWS Config operates, AWS Config rule evaluation modes, core architectural components, configuration recorder, delivery mechanisms for configuration data, managed versus custom rules, AWS Config conformance packs, aggregators enable multi-account visibility, AWS Config remediation, service integration patterns, and decision metrics. So first topic, what is AWS Config? AWS Config is a fully managed service that provides resource inventory, configuration history, change notifications, and security and governance capabilities. The key use cases for AWS Config include security analysis, compliance auditing, change management, troubleshooting, and AWS certifications. The core functions of AWS Config are to record configurations, continuously monitor resources, evaluate them against rules, auto-remediate issues, and manage non-compliance. Second topic, how AWS Config operates. AWS Config discovers supported resources, generates configuration items, and establishes a baseline snapshot. The API invokes describe or list calls and records when changes occur. AWS Config tracks related resources such as updating associated EC2 instances when security group changes occur and records both items. Third topic, AWS Config rule evaluation. The evaluation process involves rule evaluation using two trigger mechanisms. First one, change triggered and periodic evaluation. Change triggered evaluation runs immediately when resources matching the scope are modified. Periodic evaluation runs at configurable intervals from 1 to 24 hours. The rule evaluation returns a status of compliant, non-compliant, not applicable, or insufficient data. Use change triggered rules for near real-time compliance. Use periodic rules for account-wide checks and unrecorded resource types. Fourth topic is evaluation modes. The two evaluation modes represent a critical exam distinction. So there are two evaluation modes. First one, detective evaluation. This is the default mode which assesses resources after deployment for continuous compliance monitoring. Next one is the proactive evaluation. This mode validates resource configurations before deployment by integrating with CI/CD pipelines through the Start Resource Evaluation API, and CI/CD is continuous integration, continuous deployment. However, proactive evaluation does not prevent non-compliant resources from being created. It only flags them. Fifth topic is core architectural components. First one is the configuration item. A configuration item represents a point-in-time view of AWS resource configuration. Every configuration item contains 5 components that exam questions may reference. First one, metadata. This component includes version ID, capture time, and state ID for ordering. Next one is the attributes. This component contains resource ID, ARN, Amazon resource name, tags, and availability zone and creation time. Relationships. This describes how resources connect, such as an EBS volume attached to an EC2 instance. Current configuration. This holds the actual resource specific settings from describe API calls. Related events. So this links to CloudTrail event IDs that initiated configuration changes. Configuration items are created whenever a recorded resource is created, updated, or deleted, and they form the atomic unit of data that config uses for all tracking and evaluation. Sixth topic is configuration recorder. The configuration recorder stores configuration changes as configuration items. A key constraint for exam is that only one customer-managed configuration recorder exists per AWS account per region. The recorder requires an IAM role with permissions to access resources. AWS recommends the service linked role, and the name of the role is AWS service role for config. Recording scope. Options include recording all supported resource types, which is the default, specific resource types only, or exclusion based recording. For global resources like IAM, identity and access management, special handling applies, as these are recorded in specific regions rather than duplicated across all regions. Next one is the recording frequency. So there are two modes. The recording frequency modes are continuous recording and daily recording. Continuous recording, so this mode captures changes immediately and is suitable for security critical environments. Daily recording, this mode creates one configuration item per 24-hour period if changes occurred. Daily recording is used for cost optimization and for the lower environments like dev and QA. Seventh topic is delivery mechanisms for configuration data. The delivery channel is how config delivers notifications and stores configuration data. So this is a single channel, each account, and for every region, it supports one delivery channel with two components. And these are the two components. First one is the S3 bucket. The S3 bucket is required and stores configuration history files delivered automatically every 6 hours, and configuration snapshots, which is delivered on demand or on a schedule. Second delivery mechanism is the SNS topic or the channel, not the mechanism. The SNS topic is optional and receives the configuration stream, which consists of real-time notifications about configuration changes, compliance changes, and delivery status. Configuration snapshots provide a complete picture of all recorded resources at a specific point in time, while configuration history shows how a single resource changed over any time period. Eighth topic is managed versus custom rules. Managed rules are predefined by AWS for common best practices like encrypted volumes, restricted SSH, and access keys rotated. These rules offer customizable parameters, but AWS maintains the evaluation logic. Next one is custom rules. Custom rules provide flexibility through two approaches: custom Lambda rules and custom policy rules. First one, custom Lambda rules. These rules use Python or Java functions that receive configuration data and return compliance status via the put evaluations API. Custom policy rules. These rules use AWS CloudFormation guard DSL syntax without requiring Lambda functions. They are ideal for teams without programming expertise, though they only support change-triggered evaluation. And CloudFormation guard DSL is domain-specific language. Ninth topic is AWS Config conformance packs. A conformance pack bundles multiple config rules, remediation actions, and YAML templates into a single deployable entity using YAML. AWS provides sample templates aligned to compliance frameworks including PCI DSS, which is Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, CIS benchmarks, which is Center for Internet Security, FedRAMP, Federal Risk and Authorization Management Program, SOC 2, which is Service Organization Control. Note that these templates help align to frameworks but do not guarantee compliance. You can deploy conformance packs across an entire AWS organization from the management account or delegated administrator. New member accounts automatically receive the conformance pack, and departing accounts automatically have it removed. 10th topic is aggregators enable multi-account visibility. An aggregator collects configuration and compliance data from multiple accounts and regions into a single view. For accounts within AWS organizations, no explicit authorization is required because the integration is automatic. For accounts outside the organization, source accounts must grant authorization using the Put Aggregation Authorization API. aggregators provide read-only access. They cannot deploy rules or modify source accounts. They are essential for centralized compliance dashboards showing total resource counts, compliance status across accounts, and identifying top non-compliant rules. 11th topic is AWS Config remediation. AWS Config remediates non-compliant resources using SSM automation documents. And SSM is Systems Manager. Remediation types. The remediation types are manual, which is admin initiated, and automatic, immediate on non-compliance detection with configurable retries. The workflow requires an automation assume role, IAM role, assumed by the SSM automation with remediation permissions. And document types, you can use pre-built documents. For example, AWS enable S3 bucket encryption, AWS disable public access for security group, or custom documents. One critical exam point, service linked rules, for example, org rules, security hub conformance packs allow no direct remediation. Use Event Bridge plus SSM, Systems Manager automation instead. 12th topic is service integration patterns. So first one for AWS organizations. So this integration enables trusted access and uses two service principles. First one is the config amazonaws.com for data aggregation, and config multi-account setup.amazonaws.com for deploying rules. This is for within AWS organizations. And how you deploy AWS config within AWS organizations, that is multiple accounts that are part of organizations. Delegated administrators. So you can assign a maximum of 3 delegated administrators per service to manage config across the organization. This provides security best practices by separating governance from the management account. Next one is the Systems Manager remediation. This integration uses SSM automation documents to define remediation actions, and the process is config will pass the resource ID to Systems Manager for dynamic runtime execution to fix non-compliant resources. And this transforms the capability from detection only to near real-time response with automated remediation. Next one is the CloudTrail audit capabilities. So CloudTrail tracks who, when, and where for API activity, where config will track what changed in the configuration state over time. So this will be resulting in a comprehensive audit. So combined, they provide a complete audit trail including before and after state from config and user identity, source IP, and timestamp from CloudTrail. Next one is the Security Hub aggregates finding. So Security Hub acts as a primary evaluation mechanism and uses config rules for cloud security posture management, also known as CSPM. Config will send rules evaluation results to Security Hub in AWS Security Finding format, and it's shortened for ASFF, which aggregates findings from services like GuardDuty, Inspector, and Macy. And there's some prerequisites. So it requires config enabled for most security checks. Next one is the Event Bridge enables event-driven workflows. So first one, event emission. So config emits 5 types of events to Event Bridge, including rules compliance change, snapshot and history delivery status, and configuration item change. Event Bridge enables event-driven workflows to build automated compliance, such as triggering SNS notifications or Lambda functions when non-compliant. And lastly, we have the decision matrix. So we'll just compare all the services which are similar. So choose AWS config when question mentions configuration history, resource inventory, tracking configuration changes, compliance rules, resource relationships, configuration drift, auto remediation, or how was the resource configured at a specific time. Choose CloudTrail when questions mentions who made the change, API activity, user activity audit, source IP address, when action was taken, forensic investigation or log file integrity. Choose security hub when questions mention, centralized security dashboard, aggregate findings, prioritize security issues, CIS benchmark or PCI DSS compliance dashboard, or single pane of glass for security. Choose trusted advisor when questions mention, best practice recommendations, cost optimization, service limits monitoring, or quick account-wide checks without custom rules. Choose SSM inventory when question mentions, software installed on EC2 instances, OS level information, patch compliance, or file system monitoring inside instances. The fundamental distinction. So config is resource centric, configuration state. Cloud Trail is user centric, who did what. Security Hub is aggregation centric, combining findings. And Trusted Advisor is recommendation centric, best practice guidance. And that's all. Thanks for watching.